Taking in the decorations Ford had spent the better part of the afternoon helping Rose put in place. Yellow and white balloons floated overhead, nearly obscuring the original tin ceiling. Yellow streamers trailed down, and a banner across the archway connecting the goose to the inn's lobby proclaimed, "Happy Birthday, Lilah," in gold letters across a pale yellow background. Yellow was Lilah's favorite color. It suited her, warm and cheerful, just like the girl. Woman? And God, how he struggled with that one thing. How should a man of 31 think of a warm, cheerful, not to mention smart, beautiful, wise beyond her years, yet very, very sheltered 21-year-old? Christ, just yesterday she'd been too young to drink in his bar. As a friend, that's how you think of her. He let out a slow breath and mustered up a grin for Jorg. "What's your rush? Hot date tonight?" The older man returned the grin with something closer to a leer. "Yeah, maybe. Now that our lovely Lilah is well into womanhood." "Oh, hell fucking no. Don't make me kick your ass, dirty old man." Bushy white brows took a confused slant. Then his eyes widened, and Jorg's barks of laughter filled the bar. "Not lucky with Lilah, no." He wrestled his amusement down to a chuckle. "My days of being that lucky are long past. I meant Rose. Even the most protective mama bear must eventually accept that her cub is full grown. She has fulfilled the needs of motherhood and can now look to fulfill," Jorg winked, "other needs." He didn't wish to discuss Rose's needs, especially not with Jorg. First off, according to local accounts, unmarried, teenaged Rose Iquat had arrived in Captivity just over 21 years ago, practically penniless, pregnant, and alone. She'd single-handedly raised her daughter, worked her way up from housekeeping at Captivity Inn to proprietor, and taken no prisoners in the interim. Where Lilah was calm, Rose was driven. Lilah dispensed cheer. Rose dispensed razor-sharp observations, with occasional pricks of sarcasm. The woman didn't have needs. She had demands. And Jorg? As a widower for almost a quarter of a century, the old Swede kept no secrets about his pent-up sex drive. Ford suppressed a shudder. This whole conversation sketched a picture in his mind that he forbade his imagination to color in. He opened his mouth to respond with something appropriately encouraging before moving on to other customers, but the man jumped in with, "And while I pluck my rose, you can tend to the beautiful Delilah left in the garden." Jorg's comment froze Ford, with his beer halfway to his lips. "What?" "Ja." Jorg again tapped his glass to Ford's, with more restraint this time. "Of the men in town, we are the two—" He shook his head. "I don't know the word in English. Ogift." "No gift?" Ford hazarded. Amber glints from the overhead lights tinted Jorg's white hair auburn as he nodded, momentarily washing away years. "No gift from a lady." He gestured down the bar. "Trace gets gifts from his lovely Isabel," he went on, referring to Trace Shanahan, half-owner of Captivity Air and Freight, and Trace's new bride, former L.A. lawyer Isabel "Izzy" Marcano. "And Archer." Jorg raised his chin to indicate Archer Ellison, seated on Izzy's other side. "Archer arrived only weeks ago, and he gets Bridget's gifts, which I thought would be yours, until I watched closely." Bridget Shanahan and him? Never. The other half of Captivity Air had always flown high and fast to avoid any sort of real commitment, as far as he could tell. Until Archer. Also because of Archer, as it happened, but Archer had flown back into her life determined to change that, and, against very steep odds, had succeeded. But he was getting the gist of the meaning of Ogift. No gift.